down here and trying to take Hudson riding. I've been home for like a day and so busy, but I feel bad that Hudson doesn't get to practice enough. So I figured to ride at Bennick sand track because it's rough and it's challenging. But we left a lot of our gear at our other house. So I had to mix match gear and I had to go to the sporting goods store and buy knee pads, which were like literally soccer knee pads, or I think they're volleyball knee pads. Good enough for today, and just gonna go try to work with Hudson and help him get a little more corner speed is the goal. He needs to like flow through the corners a little faster and maybe do a few starts because I think he could get a little better at starts. Yeah, you didn't get any hole shots last race. You didn't. So you got close. Close. That's like a hole shot. Guys from DT1 send me some filters, which really helps out, but all that's at the shop, at the house, we'll call that the ranch, the compound, my compound. So anyway, we don't have any parts here, so we're just gonna wing it here today a little bit.
Oh my god, that was
cut your arm off. It's like a guillotine. What if your head would have got chopped off?
My hand was right here. Oh, that was scary.
Yeah. Kid entertain you all day.
Oh, this ain't good.
Tire on the stand and
this ain't good, boys. He's perfect. He's mad. You can't tell me you can't get any better than that.
At least get to the drain plug now.
Dude, what the heck is this thing?
There you go. Then you're going through the whoops. How's your technique? You're gonna end up for sure with that. Check my one bolt. Should be good. The trick too, like I always try to give away a little tech tips. If you go and you're gonna run pump gas in your 4-stroke or your mini bike and mix it, so I always just pump at least 2 to 3 gallons of 93 or whatever the highest octane is at the pump into my car. So my truck, I put like 93 octane in it for like 2 or 3 gallons, because by that point you're circulating the high octane gas into the pump. I should do that sometime and like kind of maybe like if you could like test the gas and see what it is maybe when you actually pour it in a cup and test it and see if it's truly what they're selling. But anyway, you got to pump a couple gallons first to kind of flow the good 93 through the pump, and then I fill up my can. So at least I kind of know it's at least should be getting the 93 octane, but I don't know how long it takes the pump to get the 93 through the system. You know, I don't know if it comes all the way from the tank or it starts at the hose. But anyway, that's a little trick that a mechanic taught me a while back. I was like, yeah, it makes sense, I think, right? We got kind of a half monster going, almost. It's like a couple slashes. It's like I'm on the Monster Army program. The setup.
I think we're bringing back the old version.
Dude,
this feels so weird. Just having no knee pads and foam pads right here, dude. But I have like no gear on. Well, just got a shirt and pants and some volleyball and knee pad looking things, so it's like this thick of foam. Dude, I hit this before and I went like this. And Superman all through here. Then I did it again the next lap, and then I hit that double over there, went and rode it all the way down. I hit a berm and it just went all on me. I was like, oh.
Hudson. I feel like he's getting better. He's got a Banzai attitude, which I like. I like that. He's not very timid, and he just pins it. So we just have to get his technique a little better in the corners, and I think he'll be fine. I think he's got that in him, that little fire that moto kids have, are kind of fearless. And now it's just spending the time getting the technique right. But it's cool. Hayden's on his mission with Star. They got him taken care of, and Hailie's taken care of over at Ford. And so a lot of my goals have been checked off the list, and got a few more. But yeah, it's been good, man. Good little workout today. It gets the heart rate pumping. Going wide open on a 450 on a sand track, that'll wake you up for sure. A lot funner than going to the gym and riding a bicycle. This feels like just buckets of like sand going up my back. It's so fun though, man. There ain't no much funner than taking a fast bike and just blowing it up. I'm sure it's the feeling of like a perfect wave or a powder with a snowboard. I would assume all that, right? Just like the perfect day, track's wet, just shredding berms. It's a cool feeling, man. Hopefully I never grow out of it, for sure. It just keeps me feeling young, so I dig it. Rain rided this morning, but it's just so soft out here. You just have to land once and it blows out and gets a good line going. And it reminds me of growing up in Nebraska. A lot of people don't know that I grew up racing there, and there's Epley Airfield was the Air Force or the air base where they had sand by the river, Missouri River. Me and Denny Stevenson and Paul Hunter, the Hunter brothers, a lot of us, Dolan, all the guys used to go out there and ride. And we made these gnarly rough sand tracks, no jumps, just rough sand. And we'd go there during the rain, after the rain, in the snow, and we just pounded motos. And the best time was right after the rain or when the snow was melting. And you just had the perfect burns and perfect lines. And you know, pretty fortunate to grow up in the Denny Stevenson era. Best dude to come out of Nebraska. And grew up riding with him and all the boys. And what a fun time, man, in the 80s and 90s. And you know, I have to say, I love riding dirt bikes, and it's, you know, the passion I always keep going back to. I have choice to do many other things, but nothing like riding a dirt bike on wet dirt in the sand and just having fun, man. Little muffler plug in there.
Smarter, not harder, baby.
We're gonna shoot it down at it so it's spinning. Now get the frame and the underneath and the swing arm. You shut your gas off. A for effort. Ride sand track, you gotta blow out the radiators. You gotta do it kind of far away so you don't bend the cords of the radiator. Stand back. You never want to be like right on your radiator or down. I'll just bend it, ruin it. Quick little once over. Should be doing the filters, but this DT1 sent me some, so we'll swap those out next time. I hate leaving bikes on prep. No, it's like building your own tracks and compound it. It's expensive, man. To keep the tractors going, the diesel, the equipment, just to have a motocross track. Especially nowadays, man, the motocross community needs to be like coming together, because they probably had their best years ever the last couple of years, because money was good and there was, you know, everyone was home from the pandemic thing, and you know, everyone had money and it was all dialed. And then, well, we know what happened a few years ago. Leadership changed and everything got expensive. You know, everything went crazy expensive, fuel, and all of a sudden motos sound, the community's getting smaller and smaller because it's getting expensive just to travel. So anyway, props to everyone who's got tracks and continuing to have them, giving places for people to ride, because it's not cheap to do that, dude. To run those dozers, run that equipment. I know I've had tracks for a while, dude. It ain't cheap to keep them up. And anyway, it's definitely tough times this year for the majority of people just trying to get to the races, and people that just have racetracks. I know a lot of racetracks that are like closing the doors for now, and sad, man, because of the cost of fuel or diesel and everything. So hopefully it turns around and the sport can get back to the strength it had a year or two ago. So it's gonna take time now. So we had a fun day riding here at Benix in the sand track. How was it?
Awesome.
How was it today?
Great.
Was it? I think you're riding good today. I think they're pinning it.
The gear wasn't so good.
Yeah? What was wrong with that?
Dude, got volleyball knee pads, no chest protector, wrong helmet.
Yeah, we had to throw everything together. We weren't planning on riding, and then it rained. I was like, oh, it's gonna be good. So we threw a bunch of gear together, found what we could at the house, and we're like, all right, we got dirt bikes, so we'll find gear, piece it together, put on, like, both our helmets were way too small. And anyway, we made it happen, and man, the track was good. It was worth it. I was like, I needed that. I needed to go ride. I had to go, like, enjoy riding, and I love it. I love the feeling of riding when it just rained. The sand's really good. Just blowing up berms. Like, I actually had, like, a lot of fun, and Hudson was ripping, pinning it on that Sock 85 on the YZ, and like, she's looking good, getting better. So, you know, just a little one step at a time. And then, you want to go mountain biking?
Sure.
All right, so we're gonna go, actually a bunch of good mountain bike trails all around here, and we're still exploring, still figuring it out, but I really like where we live because it's so scenic. There's all kinds of crazy places to go with the waterfalls and rivers and just places to explore, and that's what we're doing. So we'll go mountain biking, go have some fun, rip around on the intense bicycles that actually really fun. They're electric mountain bikes, and I know people think, oh, electric, it's just easy. Actually, no, it just changes the game. You can cover way more ground faster, and you actually can rip on those things. It's actually really fun. So anyhow, we're gonna go rip the trails, and we'll see you next time. Later.